If a person possessed a hidden word that could stop an arrow before it touched the body, would you call that magic? Or would you call it spiritual law? Most people walk through life as though they are standing in an open field, waiting for the next arrow to fly. One arrow is called debt, another is called criticism, another is called sickness, another is called disappointment, another is called betrayal. And because they believe themselves to be defenseless, they live in a constant state of inner alarm. They rise in the morning already braced against life. They move from one difficulty to another, wondering why the road seems so steep, why the door does not open, why the burden grows heavier just when they thought they had gathered enough strength to carry it. But the great spiritual teachers have always known a secret. There is a word that removes the sting from adversity. There is a word that changes the nature of the obstacle. There is a word that takes the weapon out of the hand of the enemy. That word is blessing. And I want you to listen with the whole of your heart, because blessing is not weakness. Blessing is not surrendering to harm. Blessing is not pretending that pain is pleasant or allowing another person to misuse you. In the kingdom of spirit, blessing is an act of dominion. It is one of the most powerful forms of spiritual authority. When you bless the thing that frightens you, you remove its power to rule you. When you bless the debt that has made your heart tremble, you stop calling it a prison and begin calling it a channel through which divine supply must appear. When you bless the person who has seemed to oppose you, you stop standing on the battlefield of resentment and rise into the high place of divine order. When you bless the burden, you do not strengthen it, you dissolve it. You are not blessing the harm, you are blessing the divine reality hidden behind the appearance of harm. You are declaring that no condition, no person, no circumstance, and no visible difficulty has more power than the infinite presence working in you, through you, and for you. By the end of this teaching, you will know how to bless your burdens in a practical way. You will understand that blessing is not an abstract religious sentiment. It is a spiritual method. It is a living practice. It is a key placed in your hand. There are 4 sacred movements in this practice. Look, name, bless, prepare. These 4 steps turn the burden into a doorway. They turn the obstacle into an instrument. They turn the enemy into a messenger. They turn fear into faith. You will learn how to stand in the middle of a storm and speak the word that stills the wind within your own soul. You will learn how to stop fighting appearances and begin commanding results from the invisible realm of divine intelligence. For you are not a victim of a hard life. You are a spiritual being who has forgotten, perhaps only for a season, the authority of your own word. So let us begin. Imagine that you are standing before a great iron door. It is massive, cold, and immovable. Behind it is the life that belongs to you by divine right. Health, peace, love, prosperity, right work, right companionship, right expression, and right place. For years, perhaps, you have pushed against this door. You have cried before it. You have pleaded with it. You have struck it with your hands. You have asked why life keeps you out of your good. But here is the truth. The door is not locked against you by divine will. The force with which you push against it is what keeps it closed. This is the law of non-resistance. The harder you fight a condition, the more real you make it in your consciousness. The more you declare it to be an enemy, the more you give it a throne. The more you fear it, the more you feed it. Resistance says, "This thing has power over me." Faith says, "There is only one power, and that power is for me." When you resist a situation with hatred, panic, resentment, or dread, you attach yourself to it. You are no longer free. You are tied to the very thing you wish to escape. This is why non-resistance is not passivity. It is spiritual intelligence. It is the refusal to give evil a permanent name. It is the refusal to worship appearances. It is the refusal to make a difficulty greater than God. Say quietly within yourself, "Divine order is now established in my mind, my body, my affairs, and my world. I refuse to magnify fear. I magnify only the good." Now let us understand the nature of the shadow. If there is a shadow on the wall, you may strike it with your fists, condemn it, argue with it, and exhaust yourself trying to drive it away. But the shadow will not move because a shadow is not a thing. It has no substance of its own. It is only the absence of light. When the light is turned on, the shadow does not battle you. It simply disappears. Many burdens are like shadows: the unpaid bill, the difficult person, the frightening diagnosis, the delayed opportunity, the silence from someone you love, the closed door, the cold letter, the empty account, the uncertainty about tomorrow. These things seem solid because fear gives them form. But in spiritual truth, they are appearances awaiting transformation. They are shadows waiting for light. They are conditions waiting for a word of authority. Blessing is the turning on of the light. Blessing says, "I see through this appearance. I see divine order behind it. I see good coming forth from it. I see the hand of infinite intelligence moving even here." The human mind says, "This is disaster." The awakened soul says, "This is material for a miracle." The frightened mind says, "This is the end." The illumined heart says, "This is the place where God begins." Now I know there may be a voice within you that says, "How can I bless what has hurt me? How can I bless the person who lied about me? How can I bless the debt that threatens my peace? How can I bless the body that seems to fail me? How can I bless loneliness, delay, rejection, or loss?" Beloved, you are not asked to bless cruelty as cruelty. You are not asked to bless lack as lack. You are not asked to call pain good in itself. You are asked to bless the divine possibility behind the mask. You are asked to say, "This appearance is not final. This condition is not my master. This difficulty is not my destiny." Divine intelligence is present here, and because divine intelligence is present here, good must come forth. This is spiritual alchemy. The burden is the lead. The blessing is the fire. The result is gold. Now we come to the first step. The first step is, look. Do not run from the burden. Do not hide it in a drawer. Do not pretend it does not exist while secretly fearing it. Do not give it the secret authority of something too frightening to face. Look at it directly. Open the letter. Look at the number. Say the name. Read the message. Acknowledge the condition. Bring it out of the dark corners of imagination and into the light of spiritual truth. Fear grows in vagueness. Faith grows in clarity. When you look at the burden without panic, you have already begun to disarm it. Say to the condition, "You are an appearance, but you are not a power. There is only one power, and that power is divine, loving, intelligent, and active in my life now." This is not denial. This is right recognition. You may say, "I see this situation, but I do not bow before it. I acknowledge the appearance, but I give authority only to divine intelligence. I am guided, protected, provided for, and led in the perfect way." When you do this, something changes in the atmosphere of your own mind. You stop being chased by the burden. You become the one who observes it from the high ground of spirit. You are no longer a frightened servant of appearances. You are a speaker of the word. The second step is name. This is the spiritual baptism. Every condition in your life is receiving a name from you. You may not realize it, but you are naming things all day long. You say, my problem. You say, my debt. You say, my sickness. You say, my failure. You say, my loneliness. You say, my enemy. And because the subconscious mind is a faithful servant, it accepts the names you give. It does not argue. It does not correct you. It begins to build according to the pattern you have supplied. If you call a condition failure, your mind begins searching for evidence of failure. If you call it delay, your mind expects delay. If you call it danger, your body tightens and prepares for danger. But when you rename the condition according to spiritual truth, you give the subconscious a new command. This is why you must baptize the inharmonious situation with the name success. You must stop calling it my debt and begin calling it the divine channel through which supply now appears. You must stop calling it my illness and begin calling it the place where divine life now reveals perfect order. You must stop calling it my rejection and begin calling it the divine redirection into my rightful place. You must stop calling it my enemy and begin calling it a golden link in the chain of my good. Speak to the situation directly, not timidly, not angrily, not desperately. Speak with calm authority. Sigh, I baptize you success. I baptize you harmony. I baptize you abundance. I baptize you divine order. I baptize you right outcome. I baptize you perfect solution. This is the moment when the burden begins to lose its old identity. You are no longer letting the outer world define the meaning of your experience. You are giving meaning from the throne of spiritual consciousness. The world may say, this is loss. You say, this is restoration in disguise. The world may say, this is defeat. You say, this is the preparation for a greater victory. The world may say, this is impossible. You say, with divine intelligence, the way is already made. You are not playing with words. You are using the creative law of words. Your word is a seed. Your subconscious is the soil. Repetition waters the seed. Faith gives it warmth. Gratitude gives it light. Right action gives it room to grow. So choose the seed carefully. Let your declaration be, my words are filled with power and peace. I speak only the word of faith, abundance, harmony, and right action. Divine order now governs every part of my life. The third step is, bless. This is where the miracle deepens. It is one thing to bless a situation in private. It is another thing to bless the person who seems to stand against you. Yet this is the very place where many demonstrations are won. When someone sends anger toward you, and you answer with anger, you have entered the same field. You have stepped down into the same vibration. You are now fighting with the same material that wounded you. But when you bless, you rise. You do not bless in order to excuse injustice. You bless in order to free yourself from the level where injustice can bind you. You bless because you refuse to let another person's confusion become your consciousness. You bless because goodwill is armor. You bless because love, rightly understood, is not weakness but law. Say of the one who troubles you, I bless the divine in you. I see you as you are in truth, guided, harmonious, just, and at peace. I release you to your highest good, and I go free. This does not mean you must remain in harmful circumstances. Divine guidance may lead you to speak firmly, set a boundary, leave a place, make a decision, or take practical action. Spiritual blessing never requires foolishness. Divine love includes wisdom, but you do not act from hatred. You do not act from revenge. You act from clarity. You act from the calm center. When you bless your enemy, you remove the ammunition. Their words may come, but they cannot enter your soul. Their actions may appear, but they cannot define your destiny. Their opposition may even become the very road by which your blessing arrives. Many people have discovered that the person who seemed to block them later opened the door. The criticism became publicity. The rejection became protection. The delay saved them from the wrong path. The enemy became, without knowing it, a servant of divine order. This is why blessing is powerful. It changes the level at which you meet life. The arrow cannot strike you when you are no longer standing where it was aimed. Say now, I bless everyone connected with this situation. I bless every visible and invisible factor. I bless the past. I bless the present. I bless the outcome. Divine intelligence is in full command, and only good can come of this. Let those words pass through the mind like a cleansing wind. Let them remove the sharpness from memory. Let them soften the place within you that has been clenched for too long. For resentment is a locked door, and blessing is the key. The fourth step is prepare. This is active expectation. Many people speak a word of faith and then continue preparing for failure. They declare abundance, but behave as though lack is final. They declare healing, but speak constantly of disease. They declare love, but make a home in loneliness. They declare success, but keep their hands folded in defeat. The word must be followed by a gesture. The inner state must be given an outer sign. Faith asks for expression. If you have blessed a debt, do one small thing that represents prosperity. It need not be grand. It may be as simple as arranging your wallet neatly, paying one small bill with gratitude, placing flowers on the table, or giving thanks over the food you already have. If you have blessed your body, treat it as a temple of divine life. Rest with reverence. Eat with gratitude. Speak kindly to every cell. Say, divine life renews me now. If you have blessed your work, prepare for advancement. Clear your desk. Write the proposal. Make the call. Update the document. Dress as one who expects right opportunity. If you have blessed love, make room for harmony. Remove bitterness from your speech. Stop rehearsing old wounds. Become the atmosphere in which love can arrive. This is digging the ditches. You prepare the visible channel before the water appears. There is a beautiful spiritual lesson in this. When you act as though the answer is already on its way, you build a bridge for it to enter. A person who desired travel did not merely sit and sigh over lack of money. He bought the trunk. He made preparation. He gave his faith a body. And in doing so, he announced to the invisible, I am ready. You too must announce that you are ready. Do not bless the burden and then worship it again an hour later. Do not baptize its success and then call it disaster at dinner. Do not declare divine order and then spend the evening rehearsing chaos. Hold the line. Keep your word high. Let your actions agree with your affirmation. Sigh. The way is made clear before me. I am guided by divine intelligence. I take the next right step, and divine order arranges all that concerns me. Now, let us see how this law works in ordinary life. Suppose you are waiting for an important call, message, payment, answer, or result. The human mind begins to tighten. It begins to imagine delay. It begins to control every detail. It checks the phone again and again. It watches the door. It asks, what if it does not come? In that state, the mind is not open. It is clenched. And a clenched mind often creates a delayed demonstration. But the moment you bless the situation, the whole atmosphere changes. You say, I cannot miss what belongs to me by divine right. The message that is mine reaches me at the perfect time in the perfect way. No person, place, circumstance, wire, device, or delay can interfere with divine order. Then you release it. You stop strangling the channel. You let infinite intelligence use whatever means it chooses. A stranger may assist you. A door may open from an unexpected side. A message may arrive through an avenue you had never considered. A delay may reveal itself as protection. What looked like interference may become the very arrangement that brings the perfect result. This is the shift from human effort to divine recognition. On the human level, we struggle. On the divine level, we know. On the human level, we force. On the divine level, we allow right action to emerge. On the human level, we say, "How will this happen?" On the divine level, we say, "The way is already known to infinite intelligence." There is a point in every demonstration where you must stop wrestling with the outer form and return to the inner command. You must remember, I am not alone. I am not forgotten. I am not outside my good. Divine order is working now, whether I see it or not. The burden may still appear for a while. The letter may still be on the table. The account may still show the same number. The person may still seem unchanged, but do not be deceived by the first appearance after you have spoken the word. Seeds do not sprout the instant they are planted. They move first in the dark. So do many miracles. Trust the hidden movement. Trust the law. Trust the word you have spoken in faith. There comes a moment in spiritual practice when the spoken word produces a click in consciousness. At first, you may repeat the affirmation while still feeling fear. This is not failure. This is training. The old belief has had practice. The new word must be given authority through repetition. You may say, "I bless this situation," while the stomach is still tight. Say it anyway. You may say, "Divine order is working," while the eyes still see confusion. Say it anyway. You may say, "My supply is from God," while the bank account still appears small. Say it anyway. You may say, "I bless this person and release them," while the heart still remembers the wound. Say it anyway. The word spoken in faith is not powerless because emotion has not yet caught up. The word is planting a new command, and if you continue, calmly and steadily, there comes a moment when the inner burden drops. The body softens. The breath deepens. The mind becomes quiet. You know not because someone has proved it to you, but because the spirit within you has borne witness that all is well. This is the click. This is the moment when the invisible victory is accepted. After that, the outer world must rearrange itself according to the new pattern. Do not be troubled if old fears rise for a little while. Sometimes the darkness before dawn is simply the old contents of the subconscious coming up to be released. Do not call it failure. Bless it too. Sigh. This fear is leaving me now. This old belief has no authority. I bless it and release it. Divine peace takes its place. The mess is not always a sign that things are falling apart. Sometimes the mess is the clearing of the channel. A room being cleaned may look worse before it looks better. A field being prepared may look torn before it is fruitful. A life being rearranged by divine order may feel uncertain before it becomes radiant. Stand firm. You are not being destroyed. You are being refined. You are not being punished. You are being repositioned. You are not lost. You are being led. Think of the woman who complains of a critical mother, a harsh relative, a difficult employer, or a person who seems determined to disturb her peace. She may try argument. She may try silence filled with resentment. She may try withdrawal and bitterness. She may try to change the other person by sheer force of will, but nothing changes because the inner picture remains the same. She still sees the other person as the source of pain. She still expects criticism. She still prepares inwardly for attack. And because she is prepared for attack, she hears attack even before it arrives. Then she learns the law of blessing. She begins to say, I bless the divine in this person. I see only harmony between us. I see this person as a golden link in the chain of my good. Divine love adjusts every relationship in my life. At first, perhaps nothing seems different, but she continues. She blesses before the meeting. She blesses after the conversation. She blesses when memory rises. She blesses when irritation appears. She blesses until the old emotional hook dissolves. Then something remarkable happens. The other person changes, or she changes so completely that the old behavior no longer finds a place to land. The sharp word loses its sting. The expected conflict does not occur. The relationship softens, or divine order gently separates them in peace. Either way, freedom has come. The burden was blessed, and the burden dissolved. This is not imagination. This is the operation of consciousness. Every relationship is affected by the atmosphere we carry into it. If we carry fear, we invite defense. If we carry resentment, we invite resistance. If we carry blessing, we invite divine adjustment. You cannot always change another person by speaking to them, but you can change the spiritual atmosphere by speaking the word. And when the atmosphere changes, the scene changes. You can begin this very hour. You do not need to wait for the other person to apologize. You do not need to wait for the doctor's report. You do not need to wait for the bank to call. You do not need to wait until the outer evidence is friendly before you speak the word of faith. Speak it now. Say to your bank account, I bless you. You are not evidence of lack. You are a channel through which divine supply now flows in perfect order. Say to your body, I bless you. You are a perfect idea in the mind of divine intelligence. Every cell responds to life, order, peace, and renewal. Say to your home, I bless this home. It is filled with peace, protection, harmony, and abundance. Say to your work, I bless my work. I am rightly placed, richly compensated, divinely guided, and joyfully useful. Say to your loneliness, I bless this sacred space. Divine companionship, right love, and perfect friendship now appear in the perfect way. Say to your fear, I bless you and release you. You have served your time. Faith now takes your place. Say to your burden, I baptize you success. I baptize you divine order. I baptize you answered prayer. You are an alchemist of the spoken word. Every anxious thought can be transmuted into a golden thought of faith. Every burden can become raw material for a greater demonstration. Every obstacle can become a stepping stone when it is blessed, renamed, and placed under divine law. When the world presents you with a problem, do not answer as a victim. Answer as one who knows. Say, I see the divine plan in this. I give thanks that this is handled under grace, in wisdom, in peace, and in a perfect way. Then take the next right step. Make the call. Write the letter. Pay what you can. Rest when guided. Speak when guided. Wait when guided. Move when guided. Right action follows right consciousness. Do not force the action before the consciousness is clear. But when the clear action appears, do not delay. Faith is not idle. Faith is obedient. Infinite intelligence is not cold, distant, or indifferent. It is a living, responsive presence. It hears the impress of your thought. It receives the command of your word. It moves through people, places, ideas, opportunities, timing, and circumstances. When you bless your burden, You are announcing that you are ready for a higher experience. You are saying, I no longer need to learn through fear. I am willing to learn through recognition. You are saying, I no longer magnify the problem. I magnify the presence. You are saying, I no longer call this condition my master. I call divine intelligence my guide. And the law begins to work, perhaps quietly, perhaps invisibly, perhaps through channels you did not expect. But it works. Do not dig up your seed every hour to see whether it is growing. Do not cancel your word with anxious speech. Do not bless in the morning and curse in the afternoon. Do not declare victory and then entertain defeat as a guest in your mind. Stay with the blessing. Stay with the name you have given. Stay with the divine fact. If appearances shout, let them shout. You speak calmly. If fear knocks, let it knock. You do not invite it in. If others predict failure, bless them and remain unmoved. Sigh. I am guided by divine intelligence. My words are filled with power and peace. Divine order now governs every part of my life. I speak only the word of faith, abundance, and right action. The way is made clear before me. Let this be your inner climate. Let this be your sanctuary. Let this be your shield. For blessing is a solvent. It dissolves the hard formations of fear. It softens resentment. It loosens lack. It opens the locked places of the mind. Blessing is also a sword, but not the sword of violence. It cuts you free from false attachment. Blessing is also a lamp. It reveals the path. Blessing is also a key. It opens the door. And blessing is also a bridge. It carries you from the appearance of trouble into the manifestation of good. Now I want you to make this personal. Bring one burden to mind, not 10. Not the whole history of your life. Just one. See it gently. Do not tremble before it. Do not dramatize it. Simply bring it into the light. It may be a financial pressure. It may be a relationship. It may be a health concern. It may be uncertainty about your future. It may be grief. It may be a habit of fear. It may be a decision you do not yet know how to make. Look at it. Name it anew. Bless it. Prepare for its transformation. Say aloud, if you are able, I see this situation, but I do not give it power over me. I baptize its success. I bless every person and condition connected with it. I give thanks that divine order is now established. I take the next right step in faith. Now breathe. Let the words settle. Do not strain to believe. Allow yourself to receive. The power is not in emotional force. The power is in spiritual authority. You do not need to shout. You do not need to plead. You do not need to bargain with the divine. You need only speak the word from the place of inner command, and then remain faithful to it. The iron door is not opened by bruising your shoulder against it. It opens when you stop resisting and speak the word that releases the bolt. The way is not made by panic. The way is made by divine order. Your good is not lost. Your good is not late. Your good is not in the hands of another person. Your good is established in the invisible, and your faith brings it into form. So today, bless the burden, bless the bill, bless the delay, bless the critic, bless the closed door, bless the body, bless the memory, bless the uncertainty, bless the place that has frightened you most, because that may be the very place where your next miracle is waiting to be revealed. Do not say, this is against me. Say, divine intelligence is using this for my good. Do not say, I am trapped. Say, the way is opening now. Do not say, I have failed. Say, I baptize this experience success. Do not say, I am alone. Say, I am guided, guarded, loved, and supplied. You are not a helpless wanderer in a hostile world. You are a speaker of the word. You are a child of divine order.